But now let's get into the topic you've probably all been waiting for. This is how I saved $20,000 in college, and here are some tips for you to help you get your savings up. Let's get to it. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. If you're watching this video, you're either one of my new subscribers from my last video, or you're just attractive. Because all my subscribers have a common trait that they're all attractive.
You crazy.
But seriously, I just want to thank everyone who watched my last video. It got like 60 views in a week, which was actually really cool for me to see. So I want to thank you guys if you watched it. So if you haven't seen my last video, it will be in the description down below, or it might be somewhere floating around somewhere within this box. I don't know, maybe like the little eye, if it's even in that direction, I don't know. Especially after I pulled up to the video looking like this, fam. I mean, look at that. What is that? Your boy looked like the combination of the caveman from the Geico commercials and the blueberry chick from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. But with that being said, let me take y'all back in time for a quick second. It's 2016. Your boy just finished high school. Smart kid, top of his class, honor roll, dean's list, now enters college. First semester comes around and everything went okay. Everything went okay, except calc, because calc kind of put your boy's GPA in a chokehold for like a good 3 years until I just retook it. So, but during winter break, your boy looked back at his first semester and he saw that there were a couple times that he was stressed, especially with his major, you know, being computer science. So my courses was mostly combined of programming languages, mathematics using letters, numbers, symbols, other languages, alien language. Your boy really started thinking to himself, is this really what I want to do for the rest of my life? What if I'm not good enough to get a job after college? And to reassure everyone who may have felt the same way I did during that first semester, it's okay to feel that way. A lot of times in college, you think that the major you first picked, you have to stick with it. You don't. You can change majors, you can get another minor, you can switch majors, switch minors. The main point that I want to stress out from my first semester was the feeling of, what happens if I drop out of college? That was really the main thing that stressed me out. So during the winter break, I remember I was in my room and I told myself, I was laying down in my bed and I told myself, if I'm gonna drop out of college, I am not gonna drop out broke. Or if I do really go through my whole 4 years, 5 years of college, I'm making sure I'm paying off my student loan as soon as possible. So at that moment, I think it was like literally the next paycheck, I was just really motivated to start saving up my money, budgeting my money, making monthly plans, and especially now more than ever this year, trying to increase my financial literacy, which I think is a really important thing that a lot of us younger kids, and even really anyone, needs to understand, like how to manage your money. How do you want your money? Where do you want your money to go? Do you know where it's going? So for the course of 3+ years, I've been following various income saving plans and doing a lot more financial reading, especially from other channels like Graham Stevens, Andre Jick, My Financial Education, Bruce Wang, and a bunch of other like financial YouTube channels I've been looking at more a lot recently. Which led me by the age of 21 at the end of 2019 to have as much as $27,000 while in college as a college senior. That's a lot of bread. That's a lot. That's about a semester at my college right now. But now let's get into the topic you've probably all been waiting for. This is how I saved $20,000 in college, and here are some tips for you to help you get your savings up. Let's get to it. Tip number 1, start your monthly budgeting plan ASAP. Like, you should have made your monthly budgeting plan like 2 yesterdays ago, fam. You will be so surprised at how much money you spend in a month when you don't know where your money's going, especially if you're the type of person that pays with everything on card. If you don't believe me, check your bank statements for the last month and calculate all your expenses and see how much money you spend. And then go back and look at yourself and say, did I really need to spend that? Did I really need that bag of chips the other day? Did I really need to get that thing on Amazon? I should have gotten that thing on Amazon. Having a knowledge of what your budget is for the month will defeat impulse buys and also help you to save more and more each month. I recommend, if you are new to budgeting, at first follow the 50-30-20 rule. The 50-30-20 rule divides your take-home pay into percentages. It usually goes as 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings. So you might be asking, what falls into the needs category, the wants category, and the savings category? Well, I'll tell you. In your needs category, it should include the following: rent, if you pay rent, obviously. Food, you know, to live and shit. With food should include either groceries, takeout, or if you do like Uber Eats or Grubhub or DoorDash, usually I would say that falls into the Uber Eats and takeout fall into wants, because groceries I think is more of a need. You don't really need to take out. You don't really need Uber Eats and Grubhub. That's more of like a service thing. So I might go into the want section for me personally. And transportation, whether you take public transportation or you have a car and you fill that with gas. So for transportation, using stuff like Uber and Lyft, I might put that also as well into wants, but again, like I said, everyone's different. Uber might be your way to get into work like a taxi would. So it really depends on you whether you want to put that into your wants section or put that into your needs section. If you can budget like that, I say go ahead, go for it. In your wants, it should include personal care. So anything that's subscription based, like iTunes, Netflix, Pornhub, Amazon Prime, clothing, any sort of clothing brands or any sort of apparel, nails, makeup, hair, stuff like that. And the most important thing that should be in your monthly budgeting plan is your savings, which brings me to tip number 2. Be able to at least save 50% of your monthly income pay. Now, I know I just told you from the 50-30-20 rule that you'll be saving 20% for savings. Now, that's a start. The 50-30-20 rule is just a way of you wanting to adjust how you bring home your monthly pay or your bi-weekly pay or weekly pay. For me, my 50-30-20 rule is different because I have 40% in needs, 50% in savings, and 10% in wants. I don't really buy things for myself. I don't really I'm not really a shopper. I don't really go out as much. I don't really order takeout as much. My only bill right now in college is food and gas money. That's the only 2 bills I have right now. When I tell you that by saving up 50% of your paycheck is how I was able to get $10,000 by the start of my junior year, I'm not kidding, fam. Now, during the first semester of my junior year, I had to switch banks because the bank by my house closed down. So I don't have any bank statements from when I first started doing like my 50% savings. But what I do have is the first deposit I made into my new bank account, and I'm probably gonna put a picture up here somewhere so that you know how much I had at that point. And as you can see, by that time, your boy was able to save up $13,000 4 semesters into college. And this was at a time when my yearly income to date was ranging between $8,000 to $10,000. So to be able to save up $13,000 by my start of my junior year was pretty good. And to prove to you, no matter how much money you are making right now, you can still do this. If I can put also some pictures of my old paychecks, I'll put them up on screen. And this is at a time where I was making about ranging from anywhere in the low 200s to sometimes high 300s, high 400s. Because at the time, your boy was really looking for extra hours at his job. So one week I'd be working probably 20 hours. Next week I'm probably working like 25. Then the next week I'm going back to like 19, 18. So my monthly pay would usually fluctuate between like a couple $100s or so. But like I said, that's because I wanted to work. I wanted to get money. I wanted to be able to save up as much as I can. And finally, tip number 3 that I have for you guys. If you can get a job in college, do it. No matter how much it pays, just do it. I've had friends hold down jobs like waitressing, babysitting, tutoring, retail. A lot of people get embarrassed when they say that they work at jobs like McDonald's or Burger King, or they're doing waitresses jobs or whatever like that. But at the end of the day, you are getting paid. You are making money while in college, which is at this point very hard to do with the amount of expenses and bills that you may have, especially depending on your major. I recommend if you're really good at something and you have a really good skill, try to monetize that skill. If you're smart in like math or science or any school subject, see if you can tutor around your neighborhood, and maybe at your local library, maybe sign up for some tutoring sites. Or if your college allows you to actually get paid for tutoring, sign up for that. I tutored in programming for like the beginner basic level programming, and for me it paid like $11 per student, so it's like an hour session. But that's still $11 extra I was not guaranteed to make that week. So it was good for me to be able to get find extra sources of income. Over my 3+ years of being in college, I've worked in grocery store retail, janitorial cleaning, and now I'm doing my IT job. Not to mention that during these times, I would be working about 2 jobs per day, give or take. So I would just be finishing one shift of one job to then go to my next shift at another job. So your boy's day was basically filled. It would be like school. It would be like school, work for a couple hours, back to school, back to work, and then I would just be home. By the time I would get home, So yeah, your boy was grinding out there, bro. My friends of mine would even make jokes, like if they ever just saw me just not doing anything, like maybe like chilling out in the lounge, like, you're not going to work, bro? Having more than one job in college is great. For me, working about 2 to 3 jobs for like a month, my take-home pay was somewhere around like $2,000, which was really good. But now I currently only have my IT job because right now I want to be able to finish up my semester without having to like to stress about my other jobs. Plus also working on some projects and also doing some internships as well. My financial goals at this point is to pay off my student loans, start investing more into stock portfolios, and just increase my financial literacy, which I will stress again because I really want to be able to pass down my knowledge of just how to manage your money to my friends. What's up, guys? So apparently what happened is during the recording of my last session, the camera stopped recording and I didn't notice. So my whole outro part that I had recorded and I thought was really good, it's gone. So I'm just gonna have to re-record my outro. So yeah, so I hope you guys found this video really helpful and successful for you. I'm gonna start trying to upload about every week to 2 weeks, depending on how busy my class schedule is, as well as my work schedule. What I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna leave a common question of the day under each video so I can get to interact with you guys a lot more. So this video's common question of the day is, what are your financial goals? Is it that you want to become a millionaire? Is it that you want to be rich? Let me know down in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, learned anything from it, or even laughed at one point, please feel free to like, comment down below, and share this with your friends who you think would also love this information. Thank you guys. Be seeing y'all next video. Take care.